Hey, I'm Oliver. I'm here to talk to you about Drupal 8. I did have an alternative title. I was going to call it Everything I Know About Drupal 8 in 10 minutes, but afraid to ask, but I couldn't fit it on my slide. Let's see. I'm a Drupal developer. I also do some Linux sysadmin. I work for the Drupal Association, who are a non-profit entity attached to the Drupal project. I'm a core contributor. I've committed code to Drupal core, and I maintain various contrib modules, community contributed projects, themes and modules. I'm also one of the people behind the Drupal Bristol user group, the Drupal South Wales user group, and Drupal Camp Bristol, which is happening in July this year. I can't view my slides, my notes. Shame. Come on. There you go. What's Drupal? According to the website, Drupal.org, Drupal is a free software package that allows you to organize, manage, and publish your content with a variety of customization. Essentially, it's a open source PHP content management platform. Written in PHP. Can't see my notes. This is confusing. So where are we right now? I'm just winging it because Drupal 6 is currently our legacy release. We always support the current stable release -1. So Drupal 6 is currently our legacy release. Released in February 2008. Approximately 1 year of development between 5 and 6, just to give you some context. And it's going to be supported for 3 months after the Drupal 8 release. So our first project, we're not going to be supporting more than 2 releases simultaneously. Drupal 7 is our current stable release, so all new sites are pretty much built on Drupal 7 right now. Released in January 2011, around 3 years of development between 6 and 7, quite a lot changed in that release. And 7 will be supported until Drupal 9 is released eventually. Drupal 8, which is what to talk about, is active development. I'm not sure the exact time when it was started. Beta 1 was released in October 2014 at DrupalCon Amsterdam. We were at 51 critical issues. I believe as of this afternoon we're down to 47 critical issues. I'm hoping it will be released sometime in 2015. I'm guessing Q3 around DrupalCon Barcelona. This number needs to get down to 0 before we can release a release candidate version and then move on to stable builds. Some cool things about Drupal 8. Culture change. So not a technical thing, but definitely very much a shift in mindset, I guess, very much from what we're used to. Getting off the island is a phrase that's been thrown quite a lot in the community the last couple of years. This is a link to a blog post written by Larry Garfield, who's our representative on PHPFig, who talks about using standard, more common, modern PHP techniques and architecture rather than the old sort of Drupalism, Drupal-specific thing that we have previously. We're moving from not invented here, so proudly found elsewhere. Prior to Drupal 8, everything was pretty much hand-rolled by people doing Drupal development, with the exclusion of jQuery. jQuery was the only thing we'd really brought in as a third party. Right now we're leveraging things from Symfony 2, Guzzle, Doctrine, CK Editor, Backbone, a whole list of third-party integrations into Drupal 8 by default. Some cool things for site builders. So Drupal is very much an install and then a point-and-click software, so you can build sites without ever writing a line of code. Views module in core is a big deal for us. Views essentially is a module that provides a UI on top of writing database queries, so you can quickly build lists of news articles and things using Views module. That's the most popular contrib module for Drupal 7. It's now part of in core. Revamped node forms for better user experience. WYSIWYG in core now, so we've integrated CK Editor into core. Inline editing, so there's a module called Quick Edit in DA Core, which allows you to change titles, bodies and things, simply by clicking on the text, changing it, clicking off, it saves it via AJAX requests rather than have to load up the whole node edit form and do the whole thing. More fields, so on a content type you can add fields, so fields might be phone numbers, images, anything, any sort of metadata or properties for your content types. We've taken a lot of the most popular fields that we've added, entity reference, so referencing any entity type, nodes, users, taxonomy, etc. Telephone, email, data and link modules. There's more than that, but those are the examples I can think of right now. So each one of these is a separate module. If you're going to build a Drupal 7 site, you'd have to download each of these modules. These are all in core now. More accessibility improvements. So Drupal 7 was pretty good for accessibility. Drupal 8 is even better. Somebody has said that Drupal 8 will be the most accessible CMS on the market when it's released. Better multilingual for building multilingual sites, and configuration management, which is pretty cool because up until right now all the configuration is stored in the database. So to migrate configuration is not fun. So configuration management means that data is extracted from the database, stored as YAML files on disk, and then can be exported either through the UI or through version control. So the database is just for your content, and configuration is stored elsewhere. That keyboard. Yeah. So for developers, if you're writing Drupal modules right now, we are leveraging a number of Symfony 2 components, as I mentioned. So we get to do cool things like new for us, like namespaces, PHP4, PSR4, just general object orientation, really. Drupal 6 and 7 has been primarily procedural, so that's fun for us. Higher PHP requirement, so the minimum for Drupal 7 is 5.2 point something. We're currently, I think it's 5.4.5, I think, for Drupal 8. So we get to do new cool fun things with new versions of PHP. PHP units, we can do actual unit testing now and not use simple test. Making less assumptions about what your app or your website actually does. So we can export it for you. We're not assuming it's just a desktop browser anymore. It could be exported as JSON, XML, or things like that, which is great for mobile apps. REST API I skipped. So we've got a standard REST API module now in core for exporting data, and simpler, more reusable code. So this makes our lives a lot easier because we've got standardization of property names across entities. So right now, if you've got a node, the ID of the node is NID, node ID. Users is UID for user ID. Right now, for D8, it will all be ID, property, with standard method names across all entity types. So once you know it for one, you know it for all of them. Wrong keyboard. For themers, Twig is a big thing. So Twig is becoming our default theming engine for Drupal 8. Yay. Modernizer is in core. I forgot to mention that earlier on. New revision of jQuery. We've been stuck on 1.4, I think, in core for Drupal 7. We can upgrade it in using a jQuery update module to 1.7, I think, 1.8. But new jQuery. HTML5 by default now for everything in Drupal 8 above. SMAC, so scalable modular architecture for CSS. Core is sort of following that convention, which is great. Responsive everything. Everything now would be responsive, including admin themes, front-end themes, toolbars, node add forms. Everything is now responsive. And we're dropping IE8 support in core as of D8, so no more IE8 for that. Other good things I couldn't really fit elsewhere. Introduction of semantic versioning. So we're currently working on 8.0.x branch. So we'll see that makes that life easier. We can roll feature releases that much easier. Cross-community contribution. So we've got guys from Symfony, for as an example, coming in doing work on Drupal 8 core, which widens the Drupal talent pool because there's more people to jump on to Drupal. Also makes our lives more fun because we get to do cool things. When it'll be ready when it's ready. It's sort of the thing. As soon as we get down to 0 critical issues, we will roll release candidate and then stable release. But it will be worth the wait. That's what I'm looking forward to. I did say questions, but you can ask me a question later on. These are the slides. This is the page if you want to learn more about Drupal 8 and the how the release is going. And I'm just over 10 minutes, so I'm done. Thank you very much.